My mother-in-law picked a bride for my fiance after we got engaged.
Hey, she just wants a backup, you know?
Ooh, poor timing. Well, around Thanksgiving a couple of years ago, I decided to formally introduce my significant other to my very melodramatic, emotional, and expressive Middle Eastern family. This more or less went well with the expected side eye from my older brothers and questions about babies from my mom. By the way, this comes from my burner 999, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit.
Whoop, whoop.
So let's paint the cast here. We got a little cast, all right?
Ooh.
So we have a significant other, Peter, future father-in-law, Tim, and then the future mother-in-law, Karen.
Uh-oh, we got a Karen in the story. Alert, alert, alert.
We already know what's going to go down, ladies and gentlemen. During dinner, he sent some photos to his parents. This is the significant other, Peter, who neither care about nor want to participate in Western holidays and had been invited. The first thing she responded with was that my whole family looked like a gathering of terrorists.
Ooh. Oh, this is a future mother-in-law?
Yep.
My goodness.
Yep. Boy, she has so quickly earned her name.
I mean, the only one terrorizing is you. You're putting a bomb in this relationship right now.
Listen, Karen, we need to lock you up somewhere that I'm not going to mention,
Put her
okay?
in Guantanamo right now.
If you know, you know. He said it. Okay, I mean, we say this all the time anyways, but really? Oh, God.
we say
I hope they don't say it about themselves.
Wait, they say that and we look
Opie
like
says,
terrorists?
okay, I mean, we say this all the time anyways, but really?
Racist.
I don't know if they're saying like they're saying them joking about themselves or what's going on here, but.
Yeah, maybe it's like only they can say that kind of thing.
Yeah, the jury is still out. But Peter, significant other, got on the phone with her to chew her out. And my Asian language is just strong enough to pick up the gist. Then she responded that he should not be with a fat terrorist and needed to come home immediately to meet the neighbor's nice daughter.
Wow. Whoa.
I mean, in-laws are we've
absolutely
already
crazy.
3 sentences in.
Absolutely crazy, but it's, you know, like I feel like this is like a little bit too much, too late. Like you missed the boat. You know, you can't introduce the neighbor's hot girl. You know, before at the wedding.
Not in her mind, dude. That actually, the wedding is the perfect time.
I guess that's
because
true.
it's the last. Because
it is the last chance you get.
And just put her in the dress.
I guess she was hoping it would end on its own accord, and now she's like, oh wow, we're getting to the finish line. I better trip some people up.
I think we're throwing some Hail Marys right now. And wow, mother-in-law, I'm flabbergasted. She said that he needed to come home to meet the neighbor's nice daughter who was home for the holiday. This did not happen. He didn't see them for 2 weeks after that conversation. Okay, so maybe a little phone lock screen putting him in timeout going on.
Okay, that's good. Well, we like the tiered boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be a confrontation immediately.
Yeah, intervention.
Yeah, exactly. So let's fast forward in our intercultural love story to last year, when Peter and I decided it was, about time to get this party to the next level. Ooh. AKA married.
Fun party.
He talked to his parents. Tim, the father-in-law, was mostly okay. But wouldn't you know, Karen, the mother-in-law, had a complete mental break.
I mean, we already know this. I mean, she called your whole family terrorists.
Yes, it is. Karen has made it extremely clear what she thinks and feels.
Yeah, I feel like this is par for the course,
Dude.
You should expect this from a Karen.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. She lost her ever-loving mind, proceeded to scream emotions are not his family strong suit, and said she would be disowning her only son. Cue the next 9 months of nearly daily love bombing, creepy text messages and emails, and randomly showing up at Peter's apartment in the middle of the night. Until he went full no contact with his mom, and Tim, the father-in-law, shipped her back to their homeland to calm down for a few months. This is crazy.
The ship back to the homeland is crazy.
That is Bro.
Roomba return to charge point kind of deal.
They said, can I get a refund? That's insane. Wow. I mean, I guess it's like time, but I've never seen this in the history of the show. Sending them back to the homeland to reset.
I mean, what better place than to catch some Z's,
brother? Oh my God. I mean, at that point, like, I don't know. We might have.
Tell me you wouldn't feel better after wrestling some gators for a couple of months.
I mean, that does bring me a lot of peace. I can't lie. That's my happy place. Now, I mean, because clearly I was a terrorist. I was a terrorist all along, right? We have an update. We are so far from the end of the story. We have so much more to go.
Oh, wow. I mean, like, I think we're doing everything right here, right?
Yeah.
In terms of, not in terms of the mother-in-law being racist and all that, but in terms of OP and their significant other putting a lot of boundaries on the mother-in-law. I feel like OP's fiance is choosing her over the mother.
That's yes. That's what it seems like. And, we got, I feel like, thrust just in the middle of it. This is the movie that starts in the action scene and everyone's like running around.
Which we love.
Things are blowing up. Yeah. Like we got straight to the action with only a little bit of context. Yeah. I am just having very low expectations for the relationship with mother-in-law going forward, but a lot of hope with OP and their significant other, Peter.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Again, they're choosing the relationship over the racist mother-in-law, which is good ground to build off
This is the direction we go. Yes, this is it. So that's what I'm thinking. But
yeah, let us know if you think they should do anything differently. I feel like they're doing everything right so far.
Yes. But we have an update. So this is so long mainly because I am trying to process this. Also, a big thank you to the fellow mother-in-laws who reached out to discuss their own intercultural relationship issues just after my long post. Didn't think I'd have anything to share again so soon. But Karen calls father-in-law, Tim, while at the airport in a big Asian city. It's the new niche industry.
Wait, is Tim the significant other?
So Tim is the father-in-law.
Who's the significant? Oh,
Karen's the mother-in-law.
What's the significant? Peter.
Peter. Yeah. Should I just say mother-in-law and father-in-law?
We've already been doing it. Yeah.
She has some health issues and a doctor's appointment, so she wanted to come back. Father-in-law Tim has only an occasional wooden termite-riddled spine. Wow, dude, do they watch the show?
Yeah.
This is great. Wow, an occasional wooden termite-riddled spine. Occasionally. So it seems like it just barely, the little twig got just far up enough to maybe do something major here. Now, for context, my major metropolitan area has at least one, if not 5 airports within a certain radius. My God. She chose to land at an airport near me instead of near her own family, which prompted a desperate call from
future ex,
dear husband. Huge foreshadow.
Whoa.
Huge foreshadow.
Wait, I thought we were on the right track.
We thought, but this is an action story. We're getting straight to the juice.
Oh my God. That is like the hero stumbling out of the car with like bleeding and everything. And it's like, you're probably wondering how I got here. That it's that energy.
He just got like Thor's hammer, and then he just got
and then we're blasted back to the past.
Thrown in the
Oh my
wormhole.
gosh. Yeah. Ali says spoiler alert, but I think more like foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Like a little or maybe not foreshadowing, but like I don't know, a little tidbit, a little teaser.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Peter, was begging me to pick up his mother. Now, in hindsight, kids, I'm an idiot. But I had Peter's SUV and he had my sedan. So I thought it was a unalive 2 birds with 1 stone type situation. Mm-hmm. After idiotically agreeing to pick up Karen, I get to the airport, only to find that she has her niece in tow. Something didn't sit right with me because, again, it's like, why is she here? I should be picking you up. Even though I know Peter has multiple cousins back home. So everyone loads up into the car and we began the 90 to 120-minute trek to the in-laws house. I use my super broken major Asian language to make pleasantries for a few minutes before telling them to rest after their long flight. Rest? No. These two are having rapid-fire hush discussion in the back seat.
Oh, in the
car.
in the language that OP can't quite understand, probably
Yes.
talking some major crap.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. They're complimenting her. You're
Yeah,
like,
of course,
oh, wow.
of course.
OP's so great. She's so smart. No, my spidey senses are tingling at this point. You know how questions can more or less be determined in context when listening to tonal language, aka those ain't nothing good. The niece cousin was shooting off question after question after question, but it was too fast for me to pick out more than just a word or two. So I sent a text to Peter about the niece cousin. He's just as confused as I am. So I call his dad, Tim.
Oh, I see you. I see you. Do you see you?
I don't see it.
Niece cousin? Is it really the niece cousin? Or is it the neighbor love interest?
You're right. You're right.
The mother-in-law is bringing backup bride.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no way. No way. The
Wow.
audacity, the boldness.
I told you. She is viewing this as her moment.
Oh
This is
my
her
God.
fourth quarter ready to throw it in.
Another ICU.
Talk to me.
Oh.
Talk
Her
to
name's
me.
niece cousin. So she's a niece or cousin of of Peter, right? Am I reading that right?
I don't think they're actually related. I think that is a cover, but
Imagine.
maybe.
Dude, if that double whammy happens,
Oh, dude.
Dude, we got some Habsburg stuff all up in here. We got some Jamie and some Lannister stuff going
oh
on.
God. Dude, I didn't know they had an Alabama in Asia.
They had
That's
an
news
Alabama.
to me.
Yeah, dude. What is the Alabama of Asia? Let me know.
Let us know, chat. Put it in the comments below.
Chat.
Chat.
So I call Tim, the father-in-law. Then I hear him calling his mother Karen. Y'all, I can't. I cannot. Even writing this out is making me literally laugh with tears of anger. Wow. The most of the anger is because I need to replace my brand new phone.
Laugh with tears of anger is so many emotions mixed into one.
That is manic levels. We are entering pure mother-in-law induced insanity.
Yeah.
Tim knew this was not the niece cousin. This woman was brought halfway across the world to marry my fiance.
Ooh. And the fiance seemingly agree? Does he know?
The father-in-law. The father-in-law is in on it.
But the fiance doesn't know.
As far as we
As
know
far as
right
we
now,
know.
Peter doesn't know. This is why Peter psycho dials his mother. Tim never told Peter, so Peter didn't know.
Yeah.
He was innocent. Peter's trying to call me too now, but I have this crappy policy of not answering while I'm driving. Just as we're passing a shopping center, I know that Karen absolutely loves. She pipes up and asks if we can stop. If we can stop. Your hero, not knowing what was going on, obliges. Figuring I could stretch my legs and call Peter back to see what was happening, we turn in, park, and Karen and the niece cousin, quote unquote, disappear into the mall. At this point, I call Peter back. Can you guess what happened? You guessed correctly. My idiot fiance tells me his mother has brought him a wife.
Wait, so he knew.
No, he called his dad. Peter called.
So he just found out.
He just found out.
Wait, so why is he an idiot?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we're about to see.
Okay.
Said that I should keep calm until they get home so we can talk this out. Cousin, niece, wife knows he's engaged. So she knows too.
Yeah.
But only to a Muslim terrorist. Karen.
Well, I see why the fiance backup and Karen get along. You know, seemed two birds of a feather.
Oh God!
Ugh.
Like OP said, we need to do something with those birds involving a stone.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, it's not a big deal. Through the window, I see Karen walking around, piling things on this cousin niece wife. On the other hand, I have my spineless fiance telling me to bring his mother and this woman who knows he is engaged but still chose to fly across the world home, and something snapped. So really quick, I think the reason why Opie said, oh, like idiot fiance was he's like, hey, let's all talk this out. And she's like, dude, like,
what is there to talk out?
yeah, like she's done
Get
this
these
like
people
heinous
away
thing.
from me.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
This
get
is
me outta
we're
here.
not coming back from this.
Yeah, this is wild. So I hung up, grabbed my crap out of the car, walked into the store, and shoved my ring on Karen's fat, stubby finger, handed her the keys, and walked out.
Wait, she's getting rid of the ring.
Yep.
But but like, did Peter? But Peter didn't know.
She's getting rid of it.
So she's like, "Oh, this mother-in-law is too much. I don't care if
It's
Peter
too much.
didn't know. I'm getting out."
I just got to get out. Like, it's just too
But
much.
then
I
you're
gotta...
letting her win.
Lol, no. Just kidding.
Oh,
Got you.
oh, dude, you got me. You got
I
me.
read ahead.
You got me.
John's a day late.
I did none of that. Instead, I started ugly crying in the middle of the parking lot. Oh, I waited like a giant baby until the duo came back, piled high with a small country's per capita GDP's worth of shopping, and sullenly drove them the rest of the way back like the good chauffeur I was apparently born to play. Oh, God. Now, as we neared home, this terrorist of a woman asked me to stop for food. I suddenly went deaf despite her screeching. We pulled into their driveway where Peter was pacing nervously while Tim was clearly chain smoking a year's worth of cancer sticks. Now for the explosion. Instead of greeting me, his fiance, he immediately went up to help the niece, cousin, future wife.
What?
Walked right past his actual wife-to-be and up to her.
Dude, what are you doing?
Ouch.
That feels like a choice. That feels like a choice.
The real Peter's coming out. Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper of lameness. So I'm still in shock and I don't fully process what's happening. As they're unloading everything from the car, I finally snap. Karen is talking mad crap about me. This witch can't even say thank you, and she's using her broken English, so niece, wife, cousin doesn't understand. I am quietly off to the side because mama didn't raise no hoodlum, raging at future dear husband who does absolutely nothing to stop her. Y'all know that moment when you just don't want to deal with it anymore? This is that moment. I'm done. I'm actually done. This man is doing nothing to stop his mother from calling me a dumb witch. Which, whatever, lady. Witches get paid.
Yeah.
Hope he's a great writer. And he seems more concerned about his wife, cousin, niece. Peter is hurriedly whispering for me to behave.
To behave. To behave. How about everyone else in this story? And also, her, like, OP just being like, I cannot believe this. You need to stand up for me.
Yes.
You need to also stand by my side instead of niece, neighbor, cousin. That you are with. That's not overreacting. That's just stating your need,
Dude, to the which in a dire, desperate time. I mean,
behave. Oh, okay. I feel like this is the end.
yeah.
This is the end of the relationship.
This is the
This
end.
is the end.
And well, I mean, just I get it. She's like, this is the moment where it's done. I get it.
Yeah.
This would be
I
insane.
feel like I would have been done earlier. I feel like the fiance hasn't really stood up at all.
Yeah, she's given him probably given him way more chances than they actually deserved. I walk up to this woman, go to shake her hand, and I slip my effing beautiful ring right onto her finger.
Wait.
This
time.
time for real.
Okay.
This is not an imaginal scenario. My spare car keys are in my purse, and my car is in the driveway. So off I go after making sure to back over their backs.
Ooh, I don't know if I would do that, OP. That's gonna just unleash the hounds on you.
Yeah, but golly, these people.
But I
suck.
understand why you did it.
Yes. Future ex-dear husband is pounding on my door, so I literally throw my phone out of the window and drive off. 300% done. All of it just done.
Wow.
So now I'm home to a dozen emails from my ex-fiance asking me to call him. I just wrote back telling him to leave me alone, filtered all of his emails to spam, and deactivated my one social media profile. We are about to enter update number 2.
Oh my God.
We're not even,
That was just update 1?
we are not even halfway done. with this story.
I don't know how there could be. I was just hoping for OP's sake there wouldn't be more.
Yeah.
This is so hard.
Yep.
I just don't understand
How could it get worse?
How could it get worse?
Oh, what more insane things can happen that are not worse than what's already happened? Although, one thing to point out,
Yeah.
this might be, we're at the bottom, we're at the trough,
Right,
right?
right.
We're at the bottom of the valley, really nowhere else to go but up from here.
I mean, I could think of other things that would be terrible.
Like what?
Like the mother-in-law, like the house or apartment is in his name, and then she gets kicked out, and then the niece cousin takes the house and starts living with them, and then they're actually super happy, and then they post on social media like, "Oh my God, look how happy we are." They get married, have kids, a perfect little family. Then OP finds out she's infertile, can never have another child, and she really wanted a child. I think that there's ways it could be worse. I hope that doesn't happen though.
That was a little quick, man.
That reality was so cold. I had to take my jacket off. That is,
Ooh.
wow.
Ooh.
Let's pray that doesn't happen. Update number 2.
Oh God.
When we last left off, my ex-mother-in-law, Karen, gotta love an ex-mother-in-law, had brought home an import wife for my ex-fiance, Peter. Friend reference below is Peter's best friend. He is my FM. We know what FM is.
Future
mate.
You. All right.
Friend,
All right, OP.
Friend man.
Hey, I'm not advocating for that kind of revenge, but I mean,
It happens.
hey.
There we go. So we'll call him best friend. He has hated ex-in-laws since childhood. I moved on to cutting myself out of the larger friend group as some people think I overreacted. Insane. And I asked them to not take a side until they knew everything. As for import bride, they're going back to the homeland next week. She's still here. According to friend, Karen and the import are thick as thieves. God, the import is crazy. So save your pity for this girl. She knew what she was walking into.
Also bold to just be like, I mean, like, that
So
really
bold.
takes some confidence to be like, hey, I'm showing up. I know this guy has a fiance, but I just got it like that. I'm going to take her down.
To that point, she is also still wearing my ring.
I mean, this person is terrible.
Yeah.
God, like that is some,
This family is such a black hole of awfulness that it's like you need to get in the Millennium Falcon and just go light speed away.
Yeah, you got to get away, but there's part of me that just is like, how do you do it?
It's like
Do you
Nat Geo, right? You know, all those tapes you would watch. It's like, how do these lions
do
maul each other?
Yeah,
and make
exactly.
Sweet, passionate love.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like
It's a phenomenon.
It's like watching a boa constrictor strangle a rabbit. It's like, oh, I'm sad for the rabbit, but wow, like what evolutionary path had to happen for this kind of strength to exist?
An F1. Now, friend made a crappy comment to her, and the girl denied that it was my very custom ring. Whatever. Next. Now, the real good crap. We haven't even gotten to the juice yet, I guess. My God.
We haven't gotten to the juice?
Not even.
I feel like I've been drinking juice all day.
This week has been hell. Sorry if this is disjointed. It's pieced together from what friend has updated me on and what has happened to me. So, Karen calls the cops to report her son's quote unquote car stolen.
See, it gets worse.
Yep.
I didn't even think about jail.
Didn't even think about
I think
that.
about jail.
God.
Oh my God.
Now, remember, she barely speaks English. The first 2 set of cops did not take her seriously, and she struck gold with the 3rd set. I got to visit my work. She doesn't know where I live, but she knows where I work, by the police, and it was embarrassing as all crap. The cops had a repo truck there too. It was a mess that took a few hours to sort out since the cops were aggressive a-holes about it. Why were they aggressive a-holes? Because Karen has a black eye.
From who?
WTF, she told them I punted her out and stole the car.
She's staging it.
And she's like, neighbor cousin, punch me right now.
Dude.
And the neighbor cousin does. It's like, oh, this will be perfect. Or makeup, fake eye.
Throw some water on her. See if it's fake or not.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope it's, but dude, I mean, I again, we all thought going into this from like the first 3 sentences, like, oh, this is a crazy Karen mother-in-law. She's outdoing herself. She is reaching new levels that Karens have never reached before. Friend is adamant that Peter knew nothing about this plan. Peter would know what a harmful act charge would mean for my career. Bad things, many bad things. I straight up set the cops straight with all of the emails, voicemails, etc., etc. So keep your receipts.
Bravo. Keep your receipts with crazy people.
And I gave them Friend's contact info. Now the cops in our cities know what is going on, so at least that's a relief if she decides to keep escalating this, which she probably will because I won and she lost. Edit, it's also a brand new car with no plates, so it's a little trickier to run ownership. At this point, I only own the car for 7 to 10 days. And I'm really assuming here, the first 2 set of cops lost interest when she didn't have a black eye and proof of ownership. Then again, assumption here, the 3rd set of cops decided this poor, hysterical, mistreated, sweet, innocent immigrant woman had been taken advantage of. Ergo, OP is thinking that's when this mystical black eye. I am again assuming her story changed in the 36 to 48 hours or so all of this took place, and I'm scratching my head about the black eye. I think perhaps she fell or gave it to herself. She, of course, had my full name, a photograph, and place of work to make it very easy for them to find me. Friend verified the black eye. She was sneaking around avoiding him, perhaps to avoid getting a good look at her face. On top of all of this madness, yesterday, I received a demand letter from the mother and father-in-law's attorney. Any guesses, chat? Any comments?
OP's getting sued?
What do you possibly think they could be suing her for?
Oh, see,
the
it could get worse. Again, I didn't think of jail.
Yep.
I didn't think of lawsuits.
Yep.
I did think of the infertility thing, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, wait, if like niece cousin can't get a baby?
Just
or?
everyone is like, I'm like, how can it be worse? Everyone can have babies.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is the one way.
Here's another way.
Unfortunately, there is an infinite wormwormhole of
ways
options of ways
that
get
things
worse.
can get worse.
Yes. But we're hoping to hit the bottom for the bounce back soon. That's what we're praying for.
I know we haven't quite hit bottom yet. It just kept getting worse.
Apparently.
You know what? Actually, I will give OP this. We are bouncing back from bottom by getting fiancé away.
This is true. We've made the big move.
We made the big move. Yeah.
The lawsuit was over 4 pages long, and I really hope they enjoyed paying the lawyer to write it, since now I'm just going to turn this into a billing war for them. Ooh. I've written my first no contact letter and sent it by registered mail. They and their lawyers have received it. 3 no contact letters and breaches. Then I can file for intimidation and a restraining order. Wow. So I guess wherever they're located, as long as you like put in writing, like, hey, like don't contact me, or I guess a legal no contact order, then that can like escalate to a restraining order. I mean, honestly, at this point, yeah,
that's what's needed. I mean, they're coming at you with like everything.
Yes, and this is just the beginning. Like this whole tirade just happened. The split just happened. So if they get time to cook, don't let them cook.
Yeah.
Don't let them cook.
No. I think like ruin what they're cooking before they have a time to finish it.
Yes. Turn off the stove.
Turn off the stove.
Turn the stove off. Now, ex-mother-in-law has also found out a way to contact my mother, and that didn't end so well for Karen. My mother didn't tell me until late last night, despite this taking place over earlier in that week. Apparently, I'm a thieving, spicy dancer.
Oh, spicy dancer.
It sounds like another one of Karen's infamous lies.
Come on closer, spicy dancer.
Oh, God. Now, the conversation taxed the limits of her English skills, and according to my sister-in-law, the last 4 minutes of the call were essentially her ranting in her native language while my mom screamed back in our native language.
That's fun.
Gotta love it. Edit. I realized ex-mother-in-law was on a text chain with my mother over a year ago. That fact had slipped my mind. Now, Karen went to our wedding vendors to cancel the wedding, but it had already been canceled. Then, when she discovers that I had beaten her to the punch, she tried to use the deposits for cousin wife niece.
Oh. So are they actually getting married? Cousin wife niece is actually, they're actually going through with it. And they are, I mean, that has to be the worst karma in history, to rifle through the grave of all of your wedding plans with the partner that you were supposed to get married to, and now you're doing it with your backup wife. Like, come on.
Their wedding venue is just going to catch on fire.
Yeah.
This is the worst juju I have ever seen. Also, poll, is cousin wife going to marry Peter?
Of course. Right?
Do we think it's? I mean,
I think yes. I'm
gonna say, you know what? I'm kind of still holding out hope for no.
Holding out hope. Why?
I don't know.
I don't want OP to be married to Peter.
No. God, no.
I'm hoping they get married and make each other miserable. They're perfect for each other.
Is she gonna marry Peter or not? Not OP, but cousin wife. Let us know what you think. 2 of the vendors had yet to initiate the refund on the deposits, and one of the vendors' assistants didn't understand what was going on and gave Karen the deposit refund check.
That's got to be illegal.
Oh.
That's got to be illegal.
Right. Because
Karen's stealing because it's not under Karen's name, right?
Yeah, we don't know for a fact, but I'm sensing that like OP was involved in the payment or something. I think so. I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're headed. So this could be good. This could be great, actually. I got a frantic call early in the morning from the vendor, then made a call straight to the friend. Yesterday, the friend swung by the ex-in-law's house, which is how he saw the ring, and got some other info, and retrieved the check from Tim. Okay, so I mean, you know what? Which maybe that's for the best, you know, because OP gets her money back, and then just again one less tie and thing to do. Apparently, Tim has major regrets about the whole situation.
Major regrets about importing a backup wife?
Where were these thoughts? Where were these feelings, Tim? Where were they?
Obviously not in his head. Probably in his lower head.
They were back in the homeland, okay?
They were back in the homeland.
He was storing all of his sense back in the homeland. And bro just finally flew out the right thing. And now has some sense.
But hey, way too late.
Dude.
Way too late.
So way too late.
So late. You know what I think? I think backup wife was smoking, but just like dumb as rocks and not interesting.
Yeah.
And so he was like getting shown all these pictures like, dude, look how fire backup wife looks. And from your homeland, you're going to be so happy, and then realizes no brain connection. No brain connection. And he's like, oh no, I made a huge mistake. I want a lady who's just more than a hot bod. I want a brain connection, because that's what's really important.
Oh, yeah. Sam is all about brain. Let me tell you something. Samuel Donner.
I am about brain.
He is about brain.
I am about brain.
Let him know.
I am about brain.
An intellectual man. Yeah,
yes, I am.
He loves brain. He loves brain.
I love brain.
Well, Sam's brain aside... Let's get back to Tim's brain. I hope it's working. Also, just super quick, conspiracy theory. Tim's going to divorce Karen. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh.
I think that's where we're going to land.
You think that termite spine has it in him?
I think he's just going to like eventually realize after, because she's going to do all these crazy schemes, and he's going to be like,
I don't like it.
I'm tired.
And
she's going to want to keep going. He's like, no. That's what I'm thinking.
I hope so.
You heard it here first. Tim has major regrets about the whole situation. I told friend the man should have major regrets about his whole life. Tim handed over the check without a fight. Okay, that's good. Now, on to friend's other updates. Karen is cooking something up. She was walking around the house, muttering to herself. The cousin wife looks like death. She's been crying daily, but clearly they've been shopping away their sadness. Tim seems removed from the situation, and not a one of them has heard from Peter all week. He spoke to friend once in an attempt to get through to me and flipped when he heard about the cop situation. So good for him, I guess, for deciding to have a spine, but too little, too late.
There's a lot of too little, too late.
That's right. Edit. Friend just texted me now. Peter hasn't shown up to work. hasn't been back to his condo and isn't answering any calls. I am now torn between caring and not caring, and we have the third update.
I mean, I feel like you've been given enough to not care.
Yes.
I think I think you've been sucked into this vortex of just like a cesspool of tar and just, and I think you need to get out of it and let
agree.
his family deal with that,
100% agree. This is just like a snippet
Mhm.
of their relationship. This is like it was just right before the fallout. What about all the times before? Like OP has probably had to deal with so much from his family, and she just deserves to like remove herself and invest in her own happiness and just rebuild her life.
Ray says, "OP, not your monkeys." I think I agree.
Get out of the circus.
Yeah.
Throw those clowns.
He probably feels terrible. He probably feels terrible and wants to just hide in a hermit hole because he realized he messed up his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And let him figure that out on his own.
He's got to learn the lesson. He's got to learn the lesson, honestly. But we have a third update.
Ooh.
So, because I'm not allowed to refer to the bride as import, I guess I'll call her new woman. There we go. Ring Sting, aka the bride importer, aka nominee for Idiot of the Year, aka Karen, is halfway up my butt right now. Peter has yet to resurface for her, but he is in contact with his best friend, the friend we've been talking about. So she's convinced I've unalived him and I'm hiding his body.
She just doesn't stop. She just doesn't stop. Oh.
Friend had Peter call the police to do the whole I'm alive and my mother's crazy thing. Didn't know that was a thing. And yet I still had a local law enforcement officer show up at my work again. Dude, she's going to get her fired. Like, this is so bad.
I mean, but couldn't you sue the mother-in-law at that point for leading to your wrongful termination, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Also, the restraining order. We don't know if has that been broken. It seems like there's something we could do here if it all goes.
But wow, something that just a reminder. Love is a beautiful thing, but if someone can't keep their crazy family at bay, then you're marrying into that family and you're getting a little piece of them your whole relationship. And I think that is just as good of a reason to end a relationship as the partner itself being terrible.
At the end of the day, it's going to cause your life to be this.
Yeah.
Like that's the bottom line.
Look at that. Do you want that? You don't want that. Yeah.
So no, I have not spoken to Peter and I don't care to. Karen's lawyer sent me another nasty letter with a lawsuit attached to it, threatening to file it if I didn't pay Karen the money she's convinced that I owe her.
Who's this lawyer?
Yeah, dude.
Get a job.
I mean, honestly, this dude is like, she's going to send me on this endless goose chase. Hours.
Paper. Yeah.
Hours.
Paper.
Whatever. It was a fun 30 to 40 page read that has so little merit, I think my dog would have more of a standing to sue me with.
30 to 40 pages? Man is printing.
Yeah, dude.
Printing. This lawyer is like, yeah.
His kids are going to Harvard after this. Full ride from daddy. So I wrote back, lol. That's it. That's great.
I love it.
Sorry.
I love the idea of writing back with a fancy signature. It's in an envelope. You send it out, and they just open it up, and it just says, "Lol."
Karen has been calling me daily to rant in broken English about what a witch I am. I changed my number, but she got my new number from the idiot front desk at work. Literally every time she calls, I fire off a no contact letter to her and her lawyer. She has also contacted my realtor claiming to be an interested buyer for my condo and generally disrupted the open house. Wow.
Can't you sue for damages?
Maybe she's building her case up.
Yeah.
Maybe. The realtor had to call the cops to have her removed. It's been a god-dang circus. Now, my plans to move have been slightly screwed up, so I'm going to be super cautious. I have seen her and a suspected flying monkey at least once this week, someone who's going to feed some information. Mm-hmm. They live far away and she does not drive, so I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on and working on a protective order of some kind. But I'm not here for this BS. I have some juicy gossip for you, llamas.
Hot goss.
Oh, God.
Give it to us.
The cousin wife got on a plane and went back home.
Ooh, tail between the legs.
She's gone. She's out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, like, legally, how long could she stay? This would be
Probably
like a 90-day
not,
fiancé type situation.
Yeah. The 3-month visa, and then she's back.
Out of here. Friend offered to take her to the airport to make sure this happened. Karen doesn't drive, and Tim has made himself scarce. Now I know the full story of just how crazy Karen is.
Wait. So, again, just to put this into context, everything that we've seen so far is OP's perspective of the tip of the iceberg of the crazy Karen. Now we're going below the water.
Oh, yeah.
And we're seeing the 90%.
We're seeing the bottom of the iceberg.
Oh, dude. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I can handle that much iceberg.
I don't think anyone on this earth can handle that.
Yeah, we're going to be split open like the Titanic.
Oh, God.
Oh, going to be gushing with water.
For your amusement, I present Ring Sting in the abridged tale of the import bride.
Amazing.
Peter is missing in action. Karen's time out in the motherland led her to using a matchmaker for her precious...
All right, we're going to pronounce it right.
Jinyang Baobei. Jinyang Baobei.
Come on. Tonal language. You gotta make sure. Wait. Put it on the screen
Jinyang
again.
Baobei.
Yeah. No. Bao.
Baobei.
Bao.
Jinyang Baobei.
Yeah. Xing Yang.
Baobei.
Ah. You gotta do the U. Bei.
Baobei. I crushed it. Let me know how well I did in the comments below. A suitable wife. So trying to find her precious boy a suitable wife.
Wait, can you say that again?
No. It is this matchmaker that introduced Karen to the new woman's family. Karen laid on the tale that they lived in the top American city with many properties and investments. That Karen's son, aka my ex, had an assistant, apparently me, who was madly in love with him, but developmentally disabled. Riley, check in with me here. What's happening? What's happening, brother?
That's crazy.
What's going on?
I'm just enjoying every sentence OP is writing. This is the best author I've had all week.
Oh.
The son was doing the right thing by allowing this woman to live out her fantasy until he could find his perfect wife. Now, Karen also calls ex. We can't figure out if it was her nephew or her friend's son because it was not ex. His mother tongue is atrocious. And so basically she planted like one of her, like her nephew or something. And it was like, oh, pretend to be my son so we can like lure her over here. And so the nephew posing, yes.
Wait, another nephew?
So yeah, she got some young strapping man or whatever to answer the phone, pretending he was Peter, to convince this woman like, oh no, I'm gonna be with you. You can come over. It's okay. Like,
So the woman wasn't actually in on it.
So
Backup fiance.
They did say earlier that she knew that that he was engaged,
but maybe she didn't actually know, and OP was like assuming, because I think this is the full iceberg.
This is the full story. So
this
maybe
is the full iceberg.
Yeah, now we're getting the actual truth where it's like maybe
OP assumed or whatever.
Yeah, in cousin wife's defense, she was basically completely bamboozled herself.
Yeah.
She hopped on the phone with this guy and he's like, hey, come over to the States. Like, I want to marry you. But it was completely not him.
It was BS.
And this ex, again, not the actual ex Peter, and the new woman's father have a discussion about things. The new woman's father liked what he heard because of many reasons, including Karen and Tim's social standing in their province. So she needs to go, and her father basically gave her a 2-week heads up that she has a husband in the U.S. now. Literally, a cousin wife's dad was like, "Oh yeah, you're engaged. You're gonna be married."
There's something nice about that, you know,
dude. I'm telling you, we got to get you a matchmaker, bro.
Dude, that would be that. I would do that,
dude. I want to be one day.
You crush.
That's true. You do be trying to matchmake over there.
I'll try. I just need to meet new people.
Yeah. I just need to meet the people and then I can matchmake them. The new woman goes on to tell friend that during the whole flight, Karen is showing her photos of X, talking about his success, etc., etc. The new woman had the foresight to ask if X was involved with anyone, and Karen let it slip that, he's actually engaged, but she doesn't matter. So she did know.
So she did know, but
She did eventually find out.
But like Karen's just trying to brush it on the rug.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a big deal, Just goalie, but very weak goalie.
Absolutely insane. Now, the new woman couldn't do much at this point, given that she's already sitting on the plane. So she does not know that but at this point, she still didn't know that she never really spoke to the ex, Peter. She thinks she did.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want you, da-da-da. So she was just as flustered by me as I was by her. But no apologies were to be had, and she still had my my ring. Karen took her shopping to buy her silence, but the new woman broke down and called her father the night before the flight. A part of me feels bad because she is so young and very sheltered. Father was understandably livid, and friend asked the new woman to update him about what happens when she gets home. So now the friend is basically in communication with a cousin wife to like she's out of here. She's like broken down, like what a sham, I came out here for nothing.
Yeah. I would be pissed too.
Yeah, dude.
I think I'm getting booed up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's all a ruse.
Could you imagine? Maybe an hour ago, friend gives me the download. Her father called Karen and laid into her. He's threatening to sue in the motherland and has already started to create some havoc for her and Tim. She's being shipped off to Europe for a while to learn English plus get an education. This is the cousin wife. She's only 19, by the way. X and I are in our early to mid 30s.
Whoa,
Yeah.
age difference.
Yeah.
Difference.
Golly.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So Karen decided to try to retaliate against the father and may or may not have sent hitmen after him.
Whoa. Hear me out.
Okay, go.
Guess who has a freaking life insurance policy for him?
Oh. Wait.
Yeah. Sending hitmen?
So you're thinking that the mail order bride's parents put a life insurance policy on the OP's fiance's parents.
It's Karen. So Karen allegedly Karen was the one who ordered the hit.
Yeah.
On the father.
Karen ordered the hit on. Wait. Karen ordered a hit on the fiance's father.
Cousin wife's father.
Oh, on cousin wife's father.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Karen ordered a hit on cousin wife's father because
never mind.
Cousin wife was threatening legal action on Karen. So Karen's like getting like the equivalent of the local Yakuza.
Yeah.
On him.
Well, her cousin wife's dad back in the homeland
is suing.
He's stirring up all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
like suing, like all of that jazz. So she's like,
Karen's like, oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Yikes.
Bro, at this point, Karen has to go to like real jail for
real
life.
jail.
We've talked about jail. No, this is like legitimate, real world prison.
Also, Valkyrie says Karen's got money. Yeah, they're probably. I mean, they said they had great social standing in their province. So not only do they have money, but they also got mob connections.
Dude, this is yikes.
Ordering hits on people, dude. I don't even know who to call for that.
Right? Or are you throwing us off your scent? I don't know. This is all insane. This woman has lost all of her grip on reality. Anyways, I thought this would be a nice snack. I may not have updates for a while as I'm trying to expedite my transfer and move. Great. I had some other crazy stories about this nutcase, but they're more BEC-ish and too heavily involved X to be appropriate for this sub. And ladies and gentlemen,
there's another update. You're kidding.
And
you're kidding.
This is the final update in the saga. Are we ready for update 4, boys?
I am ready.
Let's go. So y'all, thank you for the kind and supportive messages in the wake of this haphazard nightmare creature called my ex-mother-in-law. Karen has more or less disappeared after my emergency restraining order was granted.
Thank God.
Thank God. Law enforcement finally took her nonsense seriously after she tried to gain access to my apartment for the 4th time in 10 days. I am not living there and have not since everything started to happen. But between security cameras and the front desk guard's statements, she was pinned. Idiot woman. We don't know what she was planning to do. She didn't show up to court, but her attorney did. The judge was not amused, and her attorney said he did not even know where she is.
What, Karen?
The attorney does. Karen's attorney doesn't know where Karen is.
I think Karen's skipped town.
Yeah.
Karen's gone on the land. Karen's gone back to the homeland to avoid jail time in the U.S.
True,
Yeah.
but might even face jail time back home now with all that she's doing.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
dude. I mean, maybe with her mob ties, she can just ice anyone that gets in her way.
Golly, bro. Well, Karen was outside with the flying monkey that I saw her with before. I asked the court's police to help me figure out who he is, and after some back and forth, it came out that he is her nephew. A nephew that doesn't exist.
Wait.
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 I just got the chair pulled out from under me.
Oh, wait. Say that again. Wait, say it again.
After some back and forth, it came out that the flying monkey was her nephew. A nephew that doesn't exist.
Which flying monkey?
This is, he's been referenced very lightly.
Sparingly.
But there was like, a guy that was running around and whispering, possibly the man that cousin wife was on the phone with that was pretending to be Peter to convince her to get out. Possibly.
Doesn't exist. So who is this person?
We don't know. It seems like he's not actually the nephew, but man. So no one really knows who he is. And that made me even more paranoid. My friend asked my ex Peter.
Was that my flying monkey?
Oh yeah, I guess, which is the friend. Yeah. So my flying monkey, the friend, asked my ex Peter, and Peter doesn't know and still has not seen his mother, but he has seen his father. Now, my paranoia was justified, as he was then seen trying to access my building by pretending to be my ex, Peter.
So did she like get makeup on and put on a wig and like wear some cool hoodie
dude
that the 30-year-olds are wearing these days?
He's got a full disguise. I think they were banking on some people not being able to tell Asian men apart. Ha gotcha. I'm not sure, but police were notified and given security footage. No one knows who he is yet. I'm just glad that my moving truck is coming tomorrow and I will be gone this week. Now, her attorney approached me to try and settle the lawsuit.
Oh, Karen's gonna try paying it off,
dude.
You better charge through the roof for this.
At this point, I'm like, I've sustained life damage. You almost got me like fired. You almost like broke into my house.
Yeah,
and I just
You've not only ruined my relationship, but you are consistently trying to ruin my life for months now.
Yes,
months.
Probably. Maybe even years from the whole relationship that they've had, which, by the way, this lawsuit has not been filed yet. Still, nice to know he knows he will be laughed out of court. I think he knows I filed an ethics complaint against him and will be updating with the I don't know where she is shenanigans he pulled with the judge. Now, Karen's claim is that I owe her and Tim a large sum of money for business deals that did not come to fruition.
Wait. So the lawyer is asking to settle out of court for OP to pay Karen money?
Yes, actually, yes.
The audacity. That's crazy. Oh.
Again, I think these are like business deals. Like, lawyer, where do you think? I guess he's just collecting his fee.
Yeah.
He's like, pay me
like, I don't care.
for 1,000 hours to write
nothing.
nonsense.
Yeah.
All of that on top of some other seriously idiotic claim that I stole money and defrauded them. It's hog crap. And she's just doing this to torment me. Now, my attorney is unconcerned, but I just want this woman to go away, and her pattern of repeated escalation is not too encouraging. This is what she wants, for me to wear down and pay her to go away. Now, knowing her, she's trying to burn me out of cash before I burn her out. Joke's on her, really. My Flying Monkeys updates are essentially centering around this woman continuing to attempt to import brides for the son who is no longer speaking to her. There is another woman who has been conned onto a flight, and Flying Monkey's wife's cousin.
Wait, another woman?
Another wife.
Oh my God.
And again, this is the friend that has been feeding her information. So that friend's wife's cousin is now roped into helping for spring festival things and heard all about it.
Oh my God.
Friend's wife's cousin is an extremely kind young woman. She told my friend's wife after everything happened, and I just found out about it.
Oh.
This new offering is due to arrive sometime in early summer and will be living with the ex-in-laws. Karen is suffering under the delusion that her son will return to her bosom, maybe even to her uterus. Who knows with these women?
God.
Golly.
Yeah, Karen really just wants him to crawl up in there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Karen is still running her mouth about me, this time telling her group of friends that I attacked her, stole money from them, and stole money from X. Lots of tutting and general comments about my ethnic origin were to be had. As far as the issues back home, my friend wasn't able to find out too much for fear of being outed, but has chatted with the original cousin wife's first attempt once. A couple of Tim's businesses / some property have been caught up in the turmoil in their home city. So like back home, all these businesses, these properties he got, it's
looking dire.
Good. It's looking bad.
Thank God.
It's unclear if Tim has tried to go back to clear everything up, but it is clear that the problems will not go away without sufficient monetary payments, which makes sense why Karen is going so hard on collecting from me if you think about it, which that method of like, oh, we're losing our like properties and business back home. Let's sue you with a invisible lawsuit.
I mean, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Just makes
You
sense.
are delusional. I am confused how they made all these stories and how they made all these businesses and are like as in high social standing as they are, because they seem legitimately absolutely bonkers.
Dude, it's almost as delusional as hearing a incredible banger episode like this and not running over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and your favorite podcast app and just hurriedly typing in OK Storytime to binge your whole catalog.
Yeah, it would be like not
almost
doing
crazy
that.
as that.
It would not be, because we have over like 50 days of content.
52 days, they say.
52. They do say that.
That's what they say.
So you should go
literally.
to OK Storytime right now, wherever you get your podcasts.
So, are we ready to get into the grand finale?
I am so ready.
Let's dive in.
Hit me.
Just a brief update, since so many kind people asked for one. I'm otherwise doing well. I'm keeping my head down, living that paranoid life out of not staying in one place for more than a day or two. Oh God, could you imagine? Yikes. Karen might be able to find me, but at least I'm going back to my home turf. She's welcome to fight me there. Edit to add, the moving company just left with no issues. Okay, we're getting our little epilogue here.
Yes,
Thank
OP,
God.
you deserve peace.
Oh God,
peace.
you deserve it so much. And I bumped my flight up by a couple of days. I will see you all on the other side.
And is that where that ends?
That's it.
Ooh, baby. Now that was a saga.
Wow. I'm kind of speechless, man.
I feel like we had this thing blow up, but there had to have been red flags suggesting all this behavior before the moment that Peter, OP's fiance, was like, I'm on board with my new backup fiance imported from another country. Like I feel like there had to be moments where the Karen was crazy. This doesn't come out of the blue, you know?
Yeah, I feel like we got plopped right at the point where she had been dealing with so much bull crap.
Yeah.
And she's just...
But I guess like the lesson here is don't let it get to this point. Listen to the red flags before, so you don't have to deal with this.
Run away from the terrible racist families, y'all. Just get out of there. And
out.
The partners that are not defending you are like doing jack to help you.
Not doing jack, except jacking it.
Oh God. Well, that's what it's gonna have to do, because no one's gonna marry.
Oh yeah. Thank God. But that's where that story ends.
That's it.
And this episode.
Wow.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.